After wrapping up his three-day successful visit to the United States, the Prime Minister is all set to return to the election arena of Haryana, where assembly polls are scheduled for the 5th of October. The Prime Minister will hold his second public meeting in the state today to woo electorates of 22 assembly constituencies. The public meeting will be held in Gohana in Sonipat district. Two Naxalites were killed in an encounter with security personnel in Chhattisgarh's Sukma district. A senior police officer said that on Monday, there was an encounter between the Maoists and a joint party of district force, DRG and Bastar. This was the second encounter in the past couple of days. Earlier on Monday, 3 alleged Naxalites were gunned down in Narayanpur, taking the total number of Maoists killed this year to at least 157. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath directed the authorities to get all state roads free of potholes by October 10th ahead of the upcoming festivals, including Navratri, Dussehra and Diwali. He also stressed the importance of carrying out pothole repairs and road maintenance with high quality. He highlighted the collective responsibility to ensure that every person has a pleasant experience while walking on the roads. The first time in Indian Railways, Rail Rakshak Dal has been formed amid several train accident incidents across the country. According to the Railways, the Rail Rakshak Dal will have employees of the NDRF, the RPF trained from Vadodara and Mechanical Carriage and Wagon Department who have been provided with equipment for disaster management and vehicles for travel. In a massive crackdown, Telangana excise enforcement officials seized approximately 319 kgs of drugs worth 1 crore rupees in Bhadrachalam town. The contraband was being transported from the Andhra-Odisha border to Hyderabad. 4 people, including a woman, were reportedly taken into custody, while 4 others are still at large. Officials also confiscated 2 cars, a scooter, and 5 mobile phones. The Special Court for ED cases has ordered Telangana Chief Minister A Revanth Reddy to appear before it on the 16th of October in connection with the 2015 Cash for Votes case, where he is one of the accused. The orders were issued on a charge sheet filed by the Enforcement Directorate in relation with the 50 lakh rupee cash transaction in the 2015 Cash for Vote case. In a significant breakthrough, the Assam police busted a fake call center in Kokrajhar's Subhashpalli area, which had been duping job seekers through fraudulent job advertisements. The call center was part of an elaborate scam targeting vulnerable individuals seeking employment. They collected money from unsuspecting job seekers under the guise of securing jobs for them. Israel's military said that 100 rockets had been fired from Lebanon into northern Israel since the early hours of Tuesday, setting several fires and damaging buildings in the country's north in the second day of much intensified hostilities between Israel and Hezbollah. The rockets came in 5 volleys throughout the morning, the largest of them containing 50 rockets towards the upper Galilee area. Lebanon's caretaker health minister said that the death toll of Israeli airstrikes on different parts of Lebanon since early Monday has reached 558, including 50 children and 94 women. He said 4 paramedics from the Al-Risala Scouts were among the dead. Displaced families slept in shelters hastily set up in schools in Beirut and the coastal city of Sidon. An Israeli airstrike hit a building in a southern suburb of Beirut on Tuesday afternoon, but there was no immediate word on casualties. The attack came after a Monday evening airstrike that missed Ali Karaki, Hezbollah's top military commander in South Lebanon. An Israeli airstrike on a nearby area on Friday killed 55 people, including top Hezbollah military commander Ibrahim Akil and 15 other Hezbollah members. Emergency services and locals started the cleanup process in a southern suburb of Beirut on Tuesday, where an Israeli airstrike hit a building. Streets were blocked off as rubble was being removed and people gathered in shock. Israeli military officials said they carried out a targeted strike in Beirut without giving any further details. And Lebanon's national news agency said a number of people were wounded by the strike, which destroyed 3 floors of a 6-story apartment building. Israel claims that it has killed a top Hezbollah commander as part of a two-day bombing campaign that has left more than 560 people dead and prompted thousands in southern Lebanon to seek refuge from the widening conflict. With the two sides on the brink of an all-out war, Hezbollah launched dozens of rockets into Israel on Tuesday, targeting an explosive factory and sending families into bomb shelters. World leaders sound the alarm as Israel pummels Hezbollah for a second day. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is calling for de-escalation by both Israel and Hezbollah militants in Lebanon as they edge towards an all-out war. China on Tuesday said it was deeply shocked by Israel's deadly air raids that killed at least 558 people in Lebanon. It's the deadliest barrage since the 2006 Israel-Hezbollah war, and China's foreign ministry spokesperson told a daily news briefing that preventing further escalation was important. Iran on Tuesday expressed concern over Israeli strikes against Lebanon, demanding immediate intervention by the UN Security Council. Furthermore, he also said that efforts were ongoing to start new talks over Iran's nuclear program and the US sanctions that have hit Iran's economy hard. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has compared the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to Nazi dictator Adolf Hitler at the United Nations, urging that he be stopped. Erdogan also criticized the United Nations for failing to fulfill its original mission and instead becoming a dysfunctional structure. He said that the states supporting Israel in an unconditional manner are also responsible for the situation in Gaza and urged them to recognize the state of Palestine as soon as possible. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres warned world leaders that impunity, inequality, and uncertainty are creating an unsustainable world where a growing number of countries believe that they should have a get-out-of-jail-free card, citing deepening geopolitical divisions, wars with no end in sight, climate change, and nuclear and emerging weapons. He said that humanity is edging towards the unimaginable, a powder keg that risks engulfing the world. U.S. President Joe Biden has arrived at the United Nations and is set to address the UN General Assembly. The high-level meeting of the UN General Assembly is bringing more than 140 world leaders to New York City, including the leaders of Israel, the Palestinians, and Ukraine. A United States Navy replenishment ship operating in the Middle East sustained damage in an incident which is under investigation. The damage to the USNS Bighorn comes after the oiler had supplied the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier strike group. It remains in the region amid heightened tensions over the Israel-Hamas war and Israel's ongoing strikes targeting Hezbollah in Lebanon. Rescue teams continued their search for two foreign tourists reported missing in Italy's flood-hit central Tuscany region. A 5-month-old baby and his grandmother disappeared after floods hit the area. Aerial footage released by Italian firefighters showed flooded fields and muddy rivers following days of torrential rain. China launched a Smart Dragon 3 carrier rocket from the waters near the city of Haiyang in East China's Shandong province, placing 8 satellites into planned orbit. The commercial rocket, also known as the Zhailong 3, blasted off at 10:31 according to Beijing time, carrying the Tianyi-41 and other satellites. Shifting our focus to the world of sports now, Gautam Gambhir's Men in Blue landed in Kanpur ahead of the much-anticipated second test match against Bangladesh. After a thumping win by 280 runs in Chepauk, Team India is unchanged for the second test, which is scheduled to kick off on Friday. England skipper Harry Brooks struck his maiden ODI century to guide the Three Lions to a 46-run win over Australia by the DLS method. After the Aussies won the first 2 matches, last night's victory keeps England's hope alive in the 5-match ODI series. And Pakistan have named their 15-man squad for the first test match against England, set to be played in Multan from 7th October. While pacer Shaheen Shah Afridi had returned to the Pakistan squad, 37-year-old spinner Noman Ali replaced an injured Khurram Shahzad, who is unavailable due to an injury. In football, star forward Kylian Mbappe scored again for Real Madrid as the Spanish giants secured a thrilling 3-2 victory over Alaves in La Liga. The win puts Madrid second and 1 point behind table topper Barcelona, who are currently leading the title charge with 18 points. Over in Italy, it was a historic night for Como as it bagged a 3-2 win over Atlanta in the Series A. What's more special is that this was Como's first victory in more than 21 years in the first division of Italian football. Now, beyond this, Manchester United will kick off their Europa League campaign against Dutch opponents FC Twente under the Old Trafford lights tonight. After a disappointing 0-0 draw against Crystal Palace, the Red Devils are desperate to get back to winning ways. Great news for Marvel fans. The makers of Thunderbolts, starring Florence Pugh, released the teaser trailer for the much-anticipated film on Tuesday. Directed by Jake Schreier, the superhero film also features Sebastian Stan and David Harbour in the lead roles. Florence reprises her role as Yelena Belova, while Sebastian plays Bucky Barnes and David plays Alexei Shostakov, aka the Red Guardian. The past always finds you, so says Disclaimer, the forthcoming Apple Limited series starring Cate Blanchett, Kevin Kline and Sacha Baron Cohen, and written and directed by Alfonso Cuarón. Apple TV Plus has released the official trailer for the psychological thriller series Disclaimer, told in 7 chapters and based on the best-selling novel of the same name by Renee Knight.
Destiny doesn't knock on any door. It crashes in without permission and grabs you mercilessly by your soul. She needed to feel it. She needed to suffer, as I.
After Kiran Rao's Lapata Ladies, Randeep Hooda's biopic Swatantra Veer Savarkar enters the Oscars 2024 race. The creators of the historical biopic Swatantra Veer Savarkar are thrilled to announce that the film has been officially submitted as India's entry for the prestigious 96th Academy Awards. Produced by Anand Pandit, Sandeep Singh and Randeep Hooda, the film has already garnered considerable attention for its historical significance. Randeep Hooda, who not only stars in the lead role but also directed the film, shared his excitement over the news.